Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And welcome to the Reality Rundown, where we give you all the highlights for the week of reality television. That's simply what it is. That's what we're doing. And yes, the panel does look a little different this week. We have one person who couldn't stay away and someone who just decided to pop in too. So
What
I'm
do you mean?
excited.
I'm David Healy.
I'm not David.
You look a little different, David. I don't.
But I
I,
do have a cute shirt.
he
So do
doesn't
I.
do that. I mean, I do too, but he doesn't do that here. So
Yeah, I'm aware.
and so
Whatever.
whatever, but it's cool. But hey, it is me. I'm still here. I'm always here. I'm still here. Yes, I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to get the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Per. And yes, I still have my cup mug because cup mugs are cool. And you can get you one at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. You can scan it and it'll take you right to the shop. And you can get your merch, buy it. Tell me you like it. Send me a picture once you get it. That'd be great. And then, yeah, do that because we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm passionate about pop culture, and I'm not David. Sorry,
No.
if you're a David fan, he's traveling, living his best life, and I'm not David.
No. No.
I am. No, I'm not. I'm not.
No.
But
No.
no. Hi. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Featured on many other podcasts of this network, but not yet this one. I'm quite excited to be here. I'm here to be the pretty one and the one that complains.
I hope you're ready, guys. Complaints are going to happen in this episode. But
Rightful complaints.
rightful complaints, all our complaints are justified. So we say, according to us. According to
Thanks,
us.
Lana. Really
I,
appreciate. Thanks,
no,
Lana.
no, I'm co-signing with you because when I complain, it's justified to me. So
Well,
it
yes.
is what it
Well,
is.
yes.
Well, yes. Well, yes, we are here. We are back. We are doing, like I said, highlights of the week of reality television. And what a week of reality television it was. And we are going to talk
Baby.
all about, because, baby, it was a lot going on this week. And I have to watch all of it. And it was something. It was something. It was something, but I'm excited to tell you
Hmm.
all about it. But before we get into it, y'all know what to do. Well, maybe you don't know what to do. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Thank you for checking us out. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, because we are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We are halfway there, and we would love to get there because a lot of fun things open up for us and for you. So we hope you will just help us out, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment, leave some message because you are our feedback. This is a new show for us, and we're trying to decide if this is the direction we want to go in. So let us know what you think. Let us know if you're feeling um, this highlight reel of reality television that we're giving you because we enjoy talking about reality TV. So if this is your judge, if that's what you like, if you are a fan of reality television, competitive reality television, this is the channel for you because we cover it all here. So follow us over here. And if you're a fan of drag, we have a channel for you. All the links to it will be in the description below. And if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, you can follow along there too because we got things coming out for you over that channel as well. So follow us on
Yep.
all our channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, and our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. So you can follow us there. You can follow us if you want. That'd be great, if you wanna. But if not, you don't have to. It's cool.
But you
But
should.
yeah, but you should. That'd be great. But yeah, we're gonna get into it because we got a lot to talk about. And when I y'all know if you've been here before, if you've seen this channel, if you've seen this show, y'all know where we going. So we're gonna go there. It's singing and variety shows. It's
I
singing and
love it.
variety. I love that, right? Cute, right?
Great
So
special effects. I wonder who made them.
we don't have to talk about it. It was me.
It was Lana.
I'll
We
be
don't have
there.
to. We don't have to talk about that. So
It was Lana.
but let's get into it. Up first, as always, we are going to jump into American Idol. We are in our top 20, and we're doing 10 artists of our top 20, and we have found out a lot of things have changed at American Idol. This is the first time in American Idol history that texting is not the only way to vote or email. You can vote for on your favorites through social media. They're using all the social media apps, Instagram, TikTok, and X. So you can vote there. You just go under the American Idol page, their official thing, and you write the name of the person who you want to vote for on each social platform. You're up to 50, I think it was 50 votes, or 10 votes per person, or 10 votes per whatever. I'm like, y'all
I
did
hope
not
it's
take
10 and
account,
not 50.
but it's 50 total. But I don't think they took
Okay.
account of the burner accounts and all of that, which is going to
Yeah.
happen. So I don't know.
And that
What
was going to be my
are
one. That was going to be my one addition. That's going to go well for them.
RIP to the lovely folks over at the American Idol app as well, because it's gone.
Mhm. They cut the app out. They cut the
Which
app
is
out.
weird. I don't know why. I feel like it's like this feels like a really dumb change, but here we are. Like I remember back in the day when America's Got Talent was still doing the Duncan save or like whatever the save thing was during the live shows, that whatever they were calling it, and like that was fine because it was like 20 minutes worth of voting, and then or like even if it was just the entire results show, but like it wasn't that easy to influence. This just feels like, okay, I'm gonna make 900 different burner accounts for this one
Mhm.
person that I really want to win American Idol, and that's
Yep.
how
Yeah.
it's gonna go, and they're gonna get all these votes.
Mhm.
Sure, sure.
Sure. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just gonna give you all, and feel free to do the same if you want. My highlights for this episode of American Idol, the people who I felt just moved me. And some I was very surprised that some people didn't move me as much as I thought they were going to move me before due to past auditions and past rounds. Um and then people who I didn't think were going to move me did. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's how I felt too.
Um, yeah, I was like, oh my goodness. So let me start with I'm gonna start with five because I had five people who I thought were the best of this week. So in fifth place for me, I thought would be much higher, but it was Brooks. He did Dancing in the Dark. I love his voice. I think his voice is absolutely amazing. So good, so unique, but this was not his best performance. I felt like I still want him to go on. I still want him to be in the top 14. They're cutting from 20 to 14 this like in the next 2 weeks. It's
What in
20
the
to 14.
voice kind of
It's 20 to
choppy, chop
14.
is going on? No.
They
Okay.
trying to move it along. And you know what? I'm not that mad because but yeah, 20 to 14 is crazy. But I do want him to move on from what I saw this week, but I just felt like he could do so much better. And I think his nerves a little got to him. He's a little nervous and was just not as confident as he should be. But I do love Brooks' voice. I think Brooks is so amazing. Um, for number four was Genevieve. She sang Pink Pony Club. I thought she did amazing. I thought she did amazing.
Mhm.
She owned the stage. She knows how to perform. I just need her to rein in a little bit and get the vocal part good, like more. I don't mind rough and a little raw. I don't mind a little raw and a little rough. I just want her to hone it in a little bit because it got a little out of control in places that it didn't need to. I just need her to pick her parts where she's going to go all out and pick it with more intent. instead of just wilding out. It was, but she was so good to me. I enjoyed her performance. I enjoyed her. I think she's a delight, beautiful. Um, Number three was Jesse, which I thought was going to be so much higher because he was my number one last week, and I was loving him. But I thought he was, but he did. You Found Me, beautiful, beautiful song. He is technically beautiful. His performance, it could use a little work, but he was so good. He started off a little rough, but once he got it, man, he blew me away. He was incredible, amazing. I was there for it. Number two, Daniel Stallworth. He did Something Bold. He sang All Night Long from Lionel Richie, Inferno Lionel Richie, which is crazy. But when you do it,
All right.
and when he did it in such a Daniel Stallworth way that it didn't remind you of Lionel Richie, which was the perfect way to do it. And even Lionel Richie said the same thing. Lionel Richie was like, "You did this, and you flipped it, and it wasn't like you were imitating me. You were singing my song, but you were singing it your way, and it was beautiful." I wish he would have picked different part, like my favorite parts of that song. He didn't sing. He jumped to another, and I was like, "Oh no, I wish that part was in there." But I understand you have to condense it down to a minute, and so you can't sing everything. But
What part did he
his,
skip? Now I'm curious.
he skipped. Everyone you meet is dancing in the streets all night
Oh
long.
no! I mean, yeah,
No,
there's
he did that. He
restrictions
did
to it.
he didn't
Oh, did
do
he?
once you get started you put away. Let's see how we
Oh.
play. I wanted to hear that part because I wanted, with his tone is so rich and soulful. I wanted to see how he played with that. But he went to the but I still loved it. I thought he did an outstanding job. He was so good. He definitely, I could see him moving on. But number one, Kendall, she's saying, "Call your mom." This girl is a star. This girl is a star. She could win this show. She could 100% win this show because she just has it. And she has a command on stage that makes you want to listen to her. Even if she doesn't have the biggest voice in the room, I think somebody said you silence the audience. And if you can get into a mass stadium and silence the audience because they want to hear what you're saying, it's a feat. And she has that. So that's my five. I think I was very shocked that Michaela was not in my top, but she just didn't do it for me this week, but I still like her.
Yeah, I agree with most of your tops. My absolute favorite this week was Jesse. I'm not even gonna lie. I will say I do have a bias. I love the fray, and therefore,
Mhm.
if someone's covering the fray, I'm gonna be a little bit, I'm gonna like it a little bit more. But also, it was the first time I felt like Jesse wasn't trying to be overly polished, and that's kind of been something
Yes,
that's been
agreed.
like harder for me to connect with Jesse a little bit, is he has been so polished the entire season that having
Mhm.
that little bit of, like, I'm gonna say the little bit of imperfection at the
Yes,
beginning was
little
nice and
stumbles.
actually made me relate to him a little bit more. Um, I'm gonna say a hot take. I didn't like Brooks's performance this week.
I get
Um,
it. It's
the
not hot.
song choice.
It's
Okay,
a
so you're covering "Dancing on My Own," but you're doing the Calum Scott version, which is already like a slower song. It just doesn't work with his voice. Like, for me, it just didn't work. I think he either needed to do the original version that Robin does, because his voice is so, like, I can't think of anybody that even remotely sounds like him. Like,
nobody.
Callum's voice, no shade to Callum Scott, big fan, is kind of an average male voice in terms of, like, where, like, the clarity and tone are really great and Callum is incredible, but, like, in terms of, like, the sound, if you looked at Callum Scott and you heard him sing, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't, like, it doesn't sound like a random, like out of the ordinary for a male singer. Brooks' voice absolutely does, and it just
Hmm.
doesn't work. And everyone gets bit by the bad song choice bug at
Yes,
some point on
absolutely.
these singing shows. So hopefully we'll get through this. It'll be fine. But yeah, Jesse blew my mind this week. I was loving every second of that. Also, shout outs to Mother Kiki Palmer, who was here as a guest judge this week. Oh,
Yes. Yes.
that's Queen. That
That's
is
the one thing
Goddess.
I saw, and I was like, "Mother's here,
Kiki
good,
Palmer, and then Brad Paisley was also a mentor on this show and
cute."
I think the contrast between the Kiki Palmer mentorship and Brad Paisley's mentorship was the right balance because
I like
Brad
that.
gave
Yeah,
it Brad I think it was for Cutter that Brad gave like some of the best advice because Cutter is he plays the guitar and he wasn't going to play the guitar in this for this song, but when he was practicing, he didn't know what to do with his hands. He just didn't know because he was like, I'm so used to holding the guitar, I don't know what to do with my hands. And so when Brad was like, listen, I know that I do that all the time, but there is songs I don't use the guitar. You have to. He said, hold. When he gave him mic, he said, just hold the mic, and it just transformed Cutter just in the practice. And so I was like, I enjoyed seeing the two different sides of the mentorship. I thought it was beautiful. I like that Kiki is there on the panel, and then Brad is there doing the rehearsal stuff. It's cute. It's cute. I liked it.
On the subject of Cutter, best performance he's had this season. I'll say that. I mean, I'm still not a huge fan personally.
Oh,
Why am I
Cutter.
getting? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I didn't think
Best
he did
performance
well
he's
this
had this
week.
season. It's the best thing he's done this season. But like, I'm still him being in the top 20 over some of the people we lost last week. I'm still not thrilled. Just
I mean, I
personal,
get it.
personal.
I understand. I understand why you say that, but I understand why he was there because
Yeah, I mean, just not you know.
yeah, I
You
know,
know who
I
I'm
know,
upset
and I
about.
Sheldon
understand.
Riley.
And I
That
will
would be
say,
correct.
and I said it last week, and I will say it again. Sheldon is a good performer. But Sheldon did not do well in this competition because he still has to figure out who he is as an artist because he's so used to hiding behind a mask. He does not, and he showed his that performance he gave. He didn't finish. He couldn't start it right. He stopped. He was emotional, and I get it. Sometimes it's okay to be emotional, but not in a competition. You can't do that in a
Yeah,
competition. And number two, when he was singing, I felt the walls being built up right before my eyes. I was like, he's holding back, and he has so much more. I think he needed this rejection, this moment for him to go home, figure out who he is as an artist behind without the mask because he still had that mask mentality. He needs to figure out who he is without the mask. He comes back next year, he's making it to the top 20.
Yeah.
He comes back and he does the work. He's making it to the top 20. He just needs to figure out who he is as a artist and as a performer because he can't even it might sound a little harsh or unhuman, but even when you're performing in a competition like that, you have to be able to rein in your emotions. You now once you get on that big stage and once you made it, you can do whatever you want to do. You can cry in the middle of a song and the audience is gonna be like, yes. But when you're in a competition and you don't get through the song, but everybody else does, how is it fair that you take away that spot?
I feel bad because of the circumstances that he was in. It was literally like, and you all, and I talked to David about it after. I was like, I wish you all brought this up last week. He was the only person there that had nobody from his family at the
Oh, we know
bottom
that.
round.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, and I'm like, that's gotta be hard. Like it
yeah,
just emotionally, that has to be really difficult. Um,
absolutely.
so like, I wish there was. Personally, I've always been of the opinion that if your performances from the earlier rounds are strong enough, he should have went through anyway. Because I
That's
honestly think
not.
he had a top 5 audition and a top 5 Hollywood week round. And I know that that might be a controversial take, but that's just where I'm at.
I think that's just.
Um,
I think that's your bias take because that's who you like. But I don't think that's fair because
it's just how
every
it's been forever.
this competition. No, that's not how it's been though. This competition is never. we go by what you did before. It's what you do now. That's the singing. That's the music industry. It doesn't matter what you did before. It's what you do now. And if you get on that stage, like for instance, Brandy and Monica was on tour right now doing the Boy Is Mine tour. Brandy had a whole full breakdown in the show in Chicago, and the people reamed her for that. This is Brandy we talking about, 30 years in the game, Brandy, and she couldn't finish the show, and people got on her because it's like you are a professional and you can't finish the show, and we pay money to see you, blah 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 blah. That's Brandy. Who are we to talk about somebody who is trying to get to a Brandy level on American Idol? You have to be able to do your job right then and there. You only get one shot. And unfortunately, just like the girl before him, I think what was her name? I can't remember her name. She did the same thing. She did not go on. So she had great auditions the week before. And in Hollywood week, her two auditions, Chloe, her auditions were amazing. But she got up there and got too emotional, couldn't finish the song and was crying and couldn't do it. They sent her home. They sent her home. And so you can't bank on what you did. You have to bank on what you did now. And that's the music industry. It's just harsh. It's a harsh business. But I do think, like I said, I do think if he comes back next year and he works through everything this time, he is a shoo-in for top 20. He is because he's so good. He's so stupid good. And that's if, unless somebody else pick him up before then. Because I would not be surprised if somebody else decides, you know what? We see that. We see that talent. And they pick him up beforehand. So.
And they should. I mean, he's a successful very successful Eurovision artist. He did very well on The Voice Australia. Like, he should have a major record deal by now. Twice. Yeah. He should have a major record deal by now.
Which just shows how hard this industry is.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing I kept on seeing all the time, like, I know we were covering a little bit more on a person who got eliminated last week, but I kept on seeing comments on his things like he's been on so many shows, let it go. And I'm like,
no,
why should he let it go? This is an opportunity. Like, this is like, if somebody wants you on a show to possibly build your career, take that freaking opportunity. What the hell are we talking about?
Absolutely. No, you do every show possible. You be on The Voice, you be on American Idol, you be on X Factor, you be on any show out there. That is called persistence and perseverance and drive. Like, you do whatever show you can be on that's going to give you that exposure, because the more you're out there, the more you can be seen and the more people can get to hear what talent you are. I don't think there will ever be anybody who is a successful artist to say, don't do no more shows or don't try to get out there in front of people. Like, no, that's what you do. That's the hustle and that's the grind of being a musician or a performer, period. You have to put yourself out there. So go do more shows. Go to Australian Idol, or do any show any idol or whatever. Keep doing it. Keep putting yourself out there. Do showcases and open mics and do everything that you can. Like, if that's what you're serious about, do it. And that goes for any artist. If you are serious about doing it, go out there and do it every chance you get. Every chance you get. But we moved from American Idol because I don't want to spend 40 minutes like we did last time on American Idol, because me and David talked about American Idol forever. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Brooke? Anything else from American Idol?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I think we're at a good spot. Hopefully that this social media voting doesn't end up biting what this is going. That's all I have.
I don't know what this is going.
It's going to be, and I can't wait to see how much of a mess it is.
It's gonna be a mess. I don't know, but let's move on to The Voice. This is The Voice.
Featuring Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, and Adam Levine. It is the Tournament of Champions. Blind auditions are over. We are in the battle round. And I have to say, I enjoyed this battle round for a few people, some more than others. But starting off with McKinley Brown and Liv, they did Focus by her. They are Team Kelly. And let me just say this. These two ladies surprised me. Because when I found out they were singing Focus, I was like, Okay. 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 But I think they match so well. Their voices match so well that they actually made this song like okay. Oh, was it her? No, because they not her. They McKinley and they Liv, and they sang it like McKinley and Liv, but it was so beautiful. It was
Mhm.
absolutely beautiful. I absolutely enjoyed this battle. I thought both of them did really really well. I thought the person who won, I would if it was my pick, I would have picked that person. McKinley wins this battle. I would have picked McKinley to win this battle. I think Liv had a very beautiful voice. She's young. She's what 16, no, 15, 16, she's like a sophomore in high school. So
Yeah.
she's so young, but her voice is so strong. And
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, I could imagine what she's gonna sound like at 20. Oh, if she continues to sing, I can imagine what she sounds like at 20. I can see her on Broadway. I can see her on the pop stage. I can see her in a lot of different places with Liv. But McKinley's richness and her tone when she did the deep parts, it was so good. It was like one of those moments that I said it last week. It was like when she started singing, I was like, oh, oh, oh.
Mhm.
I love good rich women who has those good rich tones and can take it down low and then bring it back up. She was a dream. I loved her. I loved her. And she ended up winning, but Kelly was like, I am not ready to let Liv go. And Kelly used her super save, super steal, or whatever on Liv to keep her on her team. She was the only person that had that super steal or super save because she won the triple turn winner thingy that they did competition. She won that. So she saved Liv and she was like, that's who I wanted. And I was like, I get it. So I wasn't mad at that.
Yeah. This was my favorite battle round of the week. I'll just say
I
that.
can imagine. I can see that.
Um, yeah. And also, I don't think it really mattered who was gonna win this battle or not. Kelly was
The
using
other
that
person
either
was,
way.
yeah, she was staying. Like if Kelly didn't save her, John or Adam was trying to go get her.
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
not.
incredible.
So
Um,
good.
One of my favorite things about Kelly as a coach is not just how lovely she is as an entertaining TV personality, because she's great at that
Mhm.
too. But I like that she picks songs that I wouldn't originally think of for this, because again, love focus. Hers beautiful. But I wouldn't have considered this as a battle song for The Voice until you hear it and you're like, oh
Mhm.
yes, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Um, and Kelly has such a deep catalog of music knowledge that sometimes
Yes.
she'll just throw a song out there and you're like, oh, this is lovely. This is a
Mhm.
lovely choice. Um,
Yeah. I.
but yeah,
I,
this was an
I
incredible
couldn't agree
battle.
more. I couldn't agree. And the fact that okay, so Kelly couldn't be there for the rehearsals, so she had Jennifer Hudson step into her place for the rehearsals, and I'm like, you can't get
Where's
no
my
better.
shoe?
Right. And Jennifer was ready. She had her shoe ready for. I was like, you can't get no better. You got an EGOT winner in Jennifer Hudson, who also did American Idol, so who knows what these competitions are like. Like, you can't get no better than Jennifer Hudson. And I think she was a great addition to, for Team Kelly. And she gave them some really sound advice that obviously worked because it was, I have to agree with you. I think this was my favorite battle for the week because it was just so dang good. But there was no way Liv was leaving, no matter what happened. But
Mhm.
I do agree with Kelly picking McKinley was my choice. Um, my surprise of the week was Hunter and Bay.
Yeah.
I I fully went into this knowing Hunter was about to win this. I said Hunter's gonna win this. They sang "If I'm the Problem" by Morgan Wallen, which I'm like, ew. But and I had no. First of all, let me just say I did not know Morgan Wallen was on The Voice. That's how much I know about that man. Don't like him, but I'm mad that they made me actually be interested in a Morgan Wallen song because I was like, oh, those are bars. He's speaking some words right here, and I hate that. I don't like that man, but when they were singing the song and I was listening to the lyrics, I was like, oh, that's a bar. If I'm the problem, you the reason. I was like, oh, shoot, shoot. Dang it, I like that. And I hate that man. But Hunter, I was
Deborah,
like, huh?
I said to borrow a quote from Abora. Doesn't it suck that the worst people are the most talented?
So talented. It does. It does. I'm like, why? Ugh. But I fully went in there thinking Hunter was going to win this because even in the rehearsal, I was like, okay, Hunter's singing this. This is really nice. This is really good. Um, Adam has Benji from Good Charlotte as his guest judge or mentor, and I'm like, okay, cool. Love me some Good Charlotte. Just put that out there. Um, but I fully thought Hunter was winning, and then they hit that stage, and Hunter was singing, and I was like, yep, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. Then Bay started singing. And Bay gave me something I did not hear from Bay during the blind auditions. His voice was so soothing in a raspy way, but in a like I don't even know how to describe it. But it was like rock, raspy, and soulful all in one. And he knew he knew exactly where to put his runs and where he needed to put his inflations and just his Bayisms. And it was so sexy and good and soothing. Like it scratched that itch in my brain that I didn't know needed to be scratched. I was like, oh, where did that come from? And I fully, by the end of that song, was like, Bay should win this. I don't know if he's gonna win this, but Bay should win this. And Bay won that. And I was like, I was waiting for the steal to happen. I'm like, somebody finna steal Hunter because I really like Hunter and I thought Hunter did so good. And they let him go. And I was like, but I feel like wild card round, he might come back.
Full disclosure, I kind of agree with everything you just said, with the note that, like, I was kind of gagged. And a lot of the times whenever I have a winner in these battle rounds and it is something like that, because not only was Hunter like really, really good too, he was not bad at all. He was also a 3-chair turn. So like you would think, but sometimes you just need that little bit of coaching. And like, as much as I may not like Adam on The Voice, he knows what he's talking about clearly. So like, I'm kind of happy with this outcome. I'll be honest with you. It feels weird that Hunter's not in the competition at this point, though. But like, they won the battle, and like, I can't be mad. I can't be mad.
I can't either. I can't either. Ugh. The next. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say real quick. When we're talking about the next battle, because this was really interesting.
Okay.
I didn't love the song choice as much as I like the song. Okay, here's the thing. I love Hunter Hayes. Hunter Hayes is a lovely man. He is very cute. Call me. But I don't know. Something about it just didn't gel with me perfectly. Something got a little bit lost for me. Not that it was bad. It was just compared to the rest of these battles on this episode, this was probably my least favorite.
Oh no, that ain't my least favorite at all. I have a least favorite. This one ain't it.
For me. But I mean, I'll just be honest. Lucas was lovely. He was incredible.
I so disagree. I didn't think this was the worst at all. I love this song. I think the song choice was Wanted is one of my favorite country songs. One of my favorite country songs. And hearing them sing this song, first when they said it in the rehearsal, I was like, oh, I'm melting already. I was already melting. Then I heard them singing it together. The first time through, I was like, okay, that's a little rocky. They can fix it. They'll work on it. The second time around, it got a little bit better. Oh, and it's Team John Legend, and his mentor was Money Love, and I'm like Money Long. What I say, Love? Money Long, and she gave such great advice. Like she told AJ, because AJ was rushing through songs and singing. She was like, "What you need to do is," she said, "drift off that the last of the song, like all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted." Like just drift off, just give it a little little, and he did it, and it sounded so perfect. Like, but I love this song, and I think hearing AJ, who is 15 by the way,
14.
14 rather, 14
14.
by the way, have such a strong voice at 14. I can't wait to hear that man at 18. I can't wait to hear that man at 25. Like, he continues to sing and keeps his voice intact. He's going to be a beast in the country world. Don't forget that name. AJ, you will see that man, that name in like somewhere because, but Lucas is ready now. Lucas is ready now. He has, because this song was not in his wheelhouse. It's not what he would do, but the soulfulness in his voice that he brought to this song, that's a country song, but he took a little soul in it and added a little little, it was I think he killed it right at that falsetto at the end. Right at the end, it was just like he just put the nail in the coffin, and like he did in everybody. All three judges was like, oh, it was just that moment where you just felt it. I thought this was the right. I love this song. Lucas was the right person to win this battle. John made the right decision. AJ, you got plenty of time. You just keep working. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time. This next one was my least favorite. Jolly and Bijou. They did Die for You from the weekend. I didn't like the song choice for them, and I didn't like the way either of them sang it. I thought both of them were too, like, they never got into the sweet spot of the song. Never got into the sweet spot. I don't even think this was the right song for them, either of them. And I didn't particularly like, this is my least favorite. I was like, ugh. But
Mhm.
Jolly won it, which I'm happy for. You know, I really liked her, so I'm glad she won it. But I didn't like this one at all.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite either. This one and the last one were both around the same level of quality for me. What happened to Bijou? I was kind of gagged. Like he was so good in the blinds. Um, like
She just lost it.
yeah, I don't
She
know.
tried. I think she tried to overcompensate.
Yeah, this is my always been my knock with Adam, at least when it comes to the battles. He knows what he's talking about, but sometimes the choices he makes for the songs are not
Yes.
my favorite. I think this was definitely one of those times where I was like, mm,
Yeah.
mm. But yeah, not my favorite either. I will say that I think Jolly did really, really
Yeah.
well. But like even then, it was kind of one of those things of like I'm not gonna blame them because I really do think this song choice was just
The song was
bad.
bad. Yeah, the song choice
For
was
them,
bad.
for
Yeah.
them. There are other people that could have done the song better. It just was not the move, not the move.
Yeah. Go back to Team Kelly. JW versus Blair singing Never Again. Again, I, I think both of them did an amazing job. I think this very country song was a perfect song for both of them because they both have very country voices. But, and honestly, I thought Blair outsang JW, but I think JW, his voice is just country. It's just pure country. And it's what you want on your team is what's deciding the factor. And I think Kelly picked JW to win this because she wants that pure. I think if JW comes out of his shell a little bit, I think he was trying so hard to let Blair shine that he forgot that he had to shine too. But he did his little moments, but I think Blair outsang him. But I think JW, his voice is just so like I would have picked it. I know Kelly was thinking strategically too because she knew if she didn't pick JW, he was getting stole. He was getting stole right away. JW was a person that John and Adam wanted. He would have been on
Mhm.
Team Adam or Team John instantly. So I think, yeah, I think uh Kelly was thinking a little bit more strategically, and then she's like, because she knows she can pull something out of JD. She can pull it out of him. Blair is good. I even though I think she outsang him, but I think JW was a strategic choice for this matter. But he's still good.
Yeah, I thought Blair did better, and I understand the strategy here of they're going to steal JW and therefore I need to save him. But at the same time, I've always been a believer of you pick whoever did better on the day
Hmm.
in the battle. And for me that was Blair. I'm bummed she didn't even get stolen, she's gone. And I'm like,
Right.
interesting choices,
Interesting.
but this was a lovely song choice, by the way. Once again,
Lovely
Kelly
song choice.
Clarkson nailing the song choices
She
here,
did.
uh,
She did.
because we're getting a song by Leanne Womack.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Um, that was it.
Next is
I
yeah,
mostly agree with what you said.
yeah. Just give me a reason from Grace and Adi. Um, I was I don't know how I felt about this one. This wasn't my particular favorite either, but I guess I agree with Grace winning. I think she was powerful, but I don't know. I don't know if I like this song choice for them. But
I
I like
didn't.
them. But I like the way they sang it. But I didn't like the song choice for them.
I am of the massive belief that you should never do a song that is already a duet as a battle round because you are
Hmm.
arbitrarily locking one person into one part and another person into another part a lot of the time.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it weakens what you're doing because a duet is naturally supposed to be two people creating a song together and like making it magic, but then you're
Hmm.
forcing one person to try to like make a part more than it already is, and like this is a Pink song. It's
Right.
not, it's Pink featuring Nate Ruess. It's not Pink and Nate Ruess doing the song together, and I
Right.
think that made it harder for Audie to compete here. Um,
Hmm.
Whereas, and I'm not going to say anything against Grace. Grace is fantastic. She had one of my favorite blinds. Like she won, but
Yeah.
I think they should have picked a different song that allowed them both to go further. And
Absolutely.
that's not a knock on John. Almost every coach on The Voice has done a duet at some point in the blinds, in the battles. I just think there were other options that could have been stronger
Hmm.
song selections for this.
Absolutely. And the last one was Moses versus Alexa. And this song, I was very excited because we've never seen anybody do night shift on anything. And I was like, I've never heard anybody sing night shift on a competition show for real, for real. The Commodores? We doing night shift? What?
I
Okay.
was so happy. This is a
I
jam.
was so happy with that. I was like, oh, I'm thrilled. I'm here for that. Love it. And these two people absolutely murdered this song. They absolutely murdered this song. See, now I got night shift playing in my head, and I don't need that
Oh, same
happening right
again.
now because it's so good. It's so good. But I thought both of Moses and Alexa did so good with this song. And I honestly, this might be a hot take, I honestly thought Moses outsang Alexa in this. I think Alexa sang, she absolutely killed it. But I think Moses gave us performance on top of singing it. I think she gave us vocals on vocals on vocals, but he gave us vocals on vocals on vocals and performance. Like he was dancing and he was moving, like he entertained the crowd. And I was like, oh, this is a full package moment for him. But I think it was such a step up from his other audition that it was so impressive that I was like, okay, great. But did she? Her voice is like butter. Her voice is like velvet. Like she probably could sing the dictionary, and I'd be like, yes, girl, yes, yes, girl. Like, her voice is amazing. I
They were roughly equivalent for me. I could see either option being correct and being valid, and then it
Mhm.
comes down to the fact that Alexa was a three-chair turn. I think that's probably what made her win this thing. And I mean, did it matter too much because now
No,
Moses is on Team John?
King John.
So like,
Period.
which real talk, it's probably a better fit for him than Team Adam anyway.
I
So like,
absolutely, I think so. I do.
yeah, so um yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I think this was it was lovely getting to see a vocal performance of Night Shift because this is an
Hmm.
incredible. If you have not listened to Night Shift by the Commodores, by the way, go fix that. The song is
You should do
lovely and
that.
beautiful and powerful. And when you know the backstory behind it, it's even
Yes.
more beautiful and powerful and lovely. Um, we had God, I feel like there was a number on So You Think You Can Dance to this several years ago, and I think that's the only time I've seen it on a reality show before, like in any
Hmm.
on a competition show in any capacity. So lovely choice, Adam. I will give you your
Lovely
tens on
choice.
that one. This was a
Yeah,
great choice.
absolutely. It was so good. I enjoyed it. It was great. But that's the voice. Now we're moving on to the Masked Singer really quickly because the Masked Singer only had 4 people compete, which because they are getting it down to the ends and everybody's going to the semifinals. We just locked up the last 2 people who are going to go in the semifinals. So 2 people were unmasked this week. Um, David had guessed on some of these people, and I have this is my first time actually watching the Masked Singer this year. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, let me see if I can guess some of these people. Um, David, I think he said Catwitch was Normani from Fifth Harmony, and I
Cat
no,
Witch,
he
we know
said
who she is.
Crane. He said Crane.
Yes. Cat
Crane.
Witch is so we know because they're showing in the commercials and they've had it on socials. Cat Witch is Kylie Cantrell. They have that's the whole thing with her this season is that they have
Oh
released
yeah, they
who
show
she
her at
is.
the end of that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we know who Cat Witch
So
is. We ain't got to worry
he
about
said
Cat Witch.
Crane was Normani. He thinks Crane is Normani. Galaxy Girl, he said was Ashley Simpson. And I absolutely agree with it once I heard
It's
Galaxy Girl.
beautiful
And this
voice.
absolutely, I said, it's absolutely Ashley Simpson. You cannot tell me otherwise. I believe that with my whole heart. Now, Stingray performed. And when Stingray performed, his uh, spoiler alert guest was a Michael Jackson glove. And so he is somewhat involved in the Michael Jackson realm of, and I was like, okay. So I was listening to Stingray for the first time, and I was like, okay, he sounds like he could be Jason Weaver, who actually played Michael Jackson in the movie American Dream. And I was like, okay. And I'm listening to her say, sounds like he could be Jason Weaver. So I landed on Jason Weaver doing the performance.
Mhm.
After, and if you don't know who Jason Weaver is, he actually he was the voice of the singing voice of Simba in The Lion King, the young Simba, and he also played Michael Jackson in the American Dream story, the Michael Jackson, the Jacksons, American Dream, and so he was Michael Jackson. So I'm like, okay, maybe. So I landed on Jason Weaver at the end of his performance,
Mhm.
but then when he was talking about his clue and more of his clues, and they were talking about all the other stuff that happened in the weeks that I did not watch. And then listening to what the judges were saying, I was like, oh no, no, not Jason Weaver. I kind of agree with Robin when Robin was like, I think that's Evan Ross because Michael Jackson is his godfather and he's in that realm, his musical family, da 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 da. And I was like, okay. So I can see that. I said, right, Robin, I'm going to agree with you right there.
Mhm.
I think it's Evan Ross. I'm contend with it like that. The other person, 14 karat carrot, when his clue came out, and he was
Mhm.
Johnny Gill was his clue, Johnny Gill from New Edition, and he was like, he's not a singer. So I'm like, okay, someone who doesn't sing is a day job. That's not his profession. But he is like very close to Johnny Gill and apparently New Edition and da da da. So I'm like, okay. I listened to this man sing and I had no idea who he was when he was singing. But when he started talking, I said, I know exactly who that is. I knew from the moment he was talking, it was Judge Greg Mathis. Knew it. You couldn't tell me otherwise. And after the performance, I'm like, it's Greg Mathis. It was it's something he said. He was like, and it was the inflection of his voice. I said, oh, no, we wouldn't know who he is by his singing voice because we don't hear him sing. But when he started talking, I said, I've watched enough Judge Mathis in my life to know that man's voice anywhere. And even with the voice changing thing, I heard Judge Mathis. So I'm like, I landed on Judge Mathis. I literally wrote it down. Y'all can tell. I wrote in my notes, wrote Judge Mathis. So when everybody was doing their vote, they think the judges are doing their thing in the panel or whatever. First of all, Cat Williams, Robin. Cat Williams. Cat Williams is 5'2". That man is obviously taller than Cat Williams. I don't care if it's the carrot head. You could tell that man's body is taller than Cat Williams. Not Cat Williams. And then the other names, I was like, okay. But I had landed on Judge Mathis. So we do know 2 people going home. So they got rid of 14 Karat Carrot. And did you figure that out too, Brooke, when you heard it?
So I will tell you, I did not clock it until I heard the singing is not my day job thing. So I was like, okay, because I had been on the same track as them of like, this is definitely a singer because Judge Mathis can sing. Okay,
Judge Mathis can sing.
But no, like, so I was racking my brain, right? And then I remembered we had that clue of the judge's gavel, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so if it's not a singer and there's a judge somehow connected to this, right? So at first I was thinking like reality TV competition judges, and I was like, okay, maybe it could be Randy Jackson. And that was the first person that popped in my head. But then like, I feel like I've heard Randy Jackson sing before, and I don't think he sounds like this. So I went through it. I racked my brain. Like it took me like, this is one of those things where I paused the show because I was watching it back. And I was watching the clips back. I was like, pause. I need to take like 10 minutes to just think about this. And the only people I could think of that made sense to me were the guy on that 3-judge show, the syndicated one whose name I forget the name of, and Judge Mathis. And I was like, I feel like they would do Judge Mathis before they would do this other person.
It was Judge Mathis or Judge Joe Brown. That's what I was like. It's either Judge Joe Brown or Judge Mathis. And I was like, nah.
Judge Joe Brown was not. I didn't even consider him, to be honest with you. But when I heard about, because I'll be 100% honest, I have watched maybe 3 to 4 clips from Judge Mathis before. But
please.
But I could hear it sounded a little bit like maybe I was like,
that Detroit was coming all out.
Was not my final guess. I will be 100% honest with you. I did end up being like, well, I mean, I guess it's an option, but like, I didn't know. And it's pretty rare for me nowadays with Masked Singer where I get somebody, I'm like, oh, okay. And this is one of those times I had no idea.
But 14 Karat was unmasked because he did not get the votes. And it was, in fact, Judge Greg Mathis. I was I heard the Detroit in his voice when he started talking. I was like, I know that voice. My sister, my dad, my nephew, they watched so much Judge Mathis, and we just sitting. I know his voice. So it was Judge Mathis, and I was like, period, okay. But then it came down to the Stingray, who also got the least amount of votes. So Cat Witch and Galaxy Girl moves on to the finale or the semifinals. The semifinals. And yeah. And the Stingray did turn out to be Evan Ross. That last clue kind of just gave it away. He kind of
interesting that it's Evan Ross because pretty sure his wife is also on this season of The Masked Singer. So oh, everybody gone. Okay. Well, yeah, it's interesting to see. We've got it happen a few times where we've had these like couples on, and I was quite happy to see it. So I'm really excited for next week though, because next week we're gonna have the semifinals, and it's a really lovely group of people that are still in. I am firm in my belief who at least one of these people is that wasn't on this week, which is Pangolin. I know who that is. I have no qualm in my spirit as to who Pangolin is. That is, of course, the one, the only. Herself, Rachel Platten. But I'm certain that is Rachel Platten. The other people, other than Ashley Simpson and Kelly Cantrell, I'm not certain on Picasso and Crane. I'm still debating if it's Normani or not. I'm taking my time to settle into that guess. But I'm excited for the semifinals next week.
I'm interested. I'm interested to know if Evan and Ashley have they said they know they both on the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's supposed to, I'm sure they both know that they both on the show, right? That has to be a thing. But anyway, I find that very funny, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. But I guess we shall keep it moving because we've talked all about the singing competitions that we could talk about. So let's get into some social strategy, shall we? We are here and we're about to jump into our Extracted talk because yes, I watched Extracted this week. And I'm gonna be so honest. I have been watching Extracted either. David was watching Extracted and David was the one talking about Extracted. So, and we knew David wasn't going to be here this week. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it so we can have Extracted to talk about. I understand the I can feel the actually I actually want to go back and watch it from the beginning to see the basis of this show, and I kind of get it and I like it. But I'm gonna be so honest, and maybe it's because it's so late into the season. We're down to like 7 at the beginning of this episode, and these people just aren't likable. Like some of these people are just not likable. Like I don't mind gameplay because I appreciate good gameplay. I appreciate strategy, and I even appreciate the villains in stories. Like I appreciate people who are playing hard and doing, but some of these people are just not even likable. And it has nothing to do with the people who are in the jungle. It has everything to do with the people, the families in the control room. I don't like I'm just gonna say it. These men, I don't like these men in the show. I don't like most of these men in the show. I'm not gonna say all, but most of these men in this show I don't like it. And I get it. I understand trying to play hard. I understand playing, you have to be a little cutthroat and a little, to protect the people your loved ones who you have out there. You want them to have as much comfort that they could possibly get. And, I'm here for that. I'm down for that. But what I'm not down for is how you talk to people, because it is a couple of them people that if I was on that show, I would be the angry black woman, because who you talking to? Who you think you talking to like that? How dare you ever in your mouth fix your lips to tell me, a grown woman, to shut up? Who are you talking to? Because you not talking to me. You need to learn how to shut up. You need to learn how to talk to people. You need to learn, even if you don't like me and you don't agree with me or you want to go against me, that's fine. But what you will do is respect me, period. Baby, I would have knocked somebody in their mouth. That's why I don't need to be on a show like that. Why? Look, put me in the jungle. And I know I hate that, but I would I'd rather deal with me by myself than dealing with these people in this. But anyway, 2 people get extracted this episode because Amy, I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her, and I felt bad for her husband because he's like, I love this woman. I really love this woman, and I really want to be there for her. And her father, who's also like, this is my child. You got to watch your child suffer, and she's trying her hardest. She wants to stay. It's raining. It's miserable. They haven't eaten. People are losing comforts like their blankets, and it's it's just not a good. It's not a good. And they're lonely. They're sitting there just by themselves, just trying to cope. And she's just like miserable. She's miserable. They get a box, a supply box, and she gets nothing because these supply things, I don't, y'all, I don't get it. I don't. But,
The show is just because I started this season
frustrating.
because I started watching this season because of Mothers, Sandra and Nina,
Mm-hmm.
and then I subsequently stopped watching when they
Subsequently.
fucked up and took themselves out of the game. I'll call it as it is. That's what happened. I was also very curious to see how Miss Anal Cyst, I'm so sorry, Annalise did. And she was pleasant enough.
Well,
And then I stopped watching. And knowing I was going to be on this weekend, I checked in and I was like, let me see who's left. Oh, it's all the shit people? Cool, great. And I turned it off immediately.
yeah,
And that's my
real
recap
talk.
of episode 7 of Extracted for you.
Yeah, real talk. The second I heard Sandra and Nina were on this, I was like, "Ooh, I'll watch it at some point." And then I heard that they left. I was like, "Never mind, bye." Like no, thank you. This is not my zhuzh. I'm happy that David enjoys it, but no, thank you.
I'm good.
I
Respectfully pass.
Respectfully, I don't have to watch this show because the people on the show are not likable to me. And I would be that, like I said, I would be that angry black woman being mad and would have definitely went out of character.
And you want to know what, Lana? They treated Sandra and Nina like that for the 4 episodes they were on.
And that just bothers me. Like, I don't like those. Like, and here's the thing. I understand if you wanted to go after Sandra and Nina because Sandra's been on Survivor.
There's
Queen
Sandra and
stays
Nina.
queen. Right. And then you have Nina, who is also queen. And so it's like, yeah, okay, there's Sandra and Nina. I understand that. But I can understand going after people, but why you have to be so disrespectful and talking to people crazy? I don't have to talk to you crazy to get to show you that I don't like you. I don't have to talk to you rude. I don't have to be rude to you. I don't have to be nasty. Now I can be off putting, and I can be like, I just don't like you, and it's fine. We won't get along. It is cool. But to tell somebody you need to learn to shut up, who are you talking to? Like, that man. And like I said, I think their gameplay is very interesting, and it might cause them to win. They might win this game, but they are not going to be liked by people. And maybe that's the fine, because some people like, I don't care to be liked. I just want to win. I can win and not be liked, and I don't care. And that's fine. But baby, I can't watch this. For me, these people are not likable. And the people who are getting dogged left and right every single time, it's so like wild to me. And then, mama, your son is trying to play the game that you don't want to play, and you crying about it. And I'm like, y'all need to work that out beforehand. Y'all should have worked that out. Like, how are we playing? You want to play nice and he don't. Then y'all should have put the other son out there. Like, I don't like it's this I'm going to let David watch these episodes from here on out and let David explain it, because I don't need to watch this show anymore. I'm gonna be so for real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be so for real. And that is all we have of that. Let's move to Australian Survivor episodes 10 through 12 this week. What a crazy week of Survivor this was. And if you want to hear my takes on it, go to the recaps on Australian Survivor here on the channel. We talked about it, but I'm gonna let Brooke and Logan do their talking, give their takes on this week's episodes.
You can go first. I'm gonna be mean. You can go first. You're muted.
I'm not going to be much better, so don't worry.
No.
No.
Fuck it.
No.
I'm sorry. We have had so many good seasons of Australian Survivor, like back to back to back to back to back. I'm just so bored. Like, this last vote was at least a little bit interesting, so I'll give them that. But in terms of like everything else that's going on with this season, the exile vote is really pointless, honestly. In terms of like that entire episode just felt really dumb and stupid. Caleb winning the challenge, okay, cool. I'm happy for him. But like the idea of, okay, you guys join the tribe that loses the immunity challenge. Okay, cool. You can be voted out. You don't have a vote, but you can get voted out. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. They did get voted out already. But then we're merging immediately after this. So what's the point? Like, why? Like, this reminds me of Pearl Islands, where they had Lil and Burton go back to their tribes. Like, they pulled the things to go back to their tribes, and then they just merged anyway. Like, it mattered. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then on top of that, I don't want to talk about the other boot this week. I'm still mad. I'm upset. I'm just gonna say personally, this season has totally lost me. I don't know a way it can pull me back in. This is probably the worst editing job we've seen from Aussie in a few seasons, and that's already their biggest problem. And then also, I do not like David as a host. I gave him multiple weeks to try to pull me in and win me over, and he was fine at first, and then it just got progressively more annoying for me. So I'm not here for him. I'm rooting for Brooke. I am rooting for Brooke. That's where I'm at. I am rooting for Brooke.
Yeah, I think I share a lot of Brooke's sentiments here. Unfortunately, because I am a huge fan of Australian Survivor. I don't know what they thought they were doing with the change up. It's not working. Because I agree, like the biggest things I always had the most issue with Aussie Survivor was the editing, which has not improved, and the random throwing in of twists at any random point just because. I hated the Redemption Beach twist. I hated it. I thought it was just completely useless. Why and for what reason? And then just for it to matter for one vote, and then now they're merged next week. Like it comes down to like, I like the idea, not where they put it in the season. Had they done this earlier in the season, love it. Big fan. Why are we doing it the vote before the final vote before merge? Like, that's what frustrates me with the whole thing. Like, not to mention, all of the people I was really excited to see on this season have already been eliminated. Like, and so, like, as a fan, like, beyond Brooke, honestly, like, I liked Lyndall. Lyndall went home. Aisha was great. She's gone home. Tez, obviously, we love Tez here. Tez went home. Wasn't playing great, so, you know, whatever, but that's beyond the point. I really liked Dawn. Dawn's already gone. Johnson's already gone. Like, so many of the people that I was really enjoying watching. Kat, yeah. Like, so many of the people that I was really, really enjoying are gone. And so what we're left with is a very blah merge, in my opinion, at least. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of people left. Like, I think there's some good gameplay happening. At this point, for me, give it to Brooke. Give it to Blanche. Because I love Blanche.
Queen.
Give it to Blanche. I think Ben's playing really well.
I mean, I'll be 100. I think there are a lot of people that are left in this game that are playing the game well. I'm not going to knock
Yes.
the people that are like Mark is playing a great game. Caleb's playing a great
Mark
game.
is playing very well. Yeah.
Yeah, like plenty of people are playing good games. It's just like I'm not invested. Like just because people are playing the game well does not mean the game is interesting. You know, like hell, Survivor One World is present to one of the single best games in the history of Survivor. The season is still boring as mud. Like, and that's just where I'm at. Nothing is interesting me about this season. This boot order, outside of literally this last week, and even then, it wasn't great. I also hated the circumstances of this vote.
It was great for me.
Okay, I was very happy to see Faith get voted out because I think, one, she was a lovely pre-merge villain. I was here for that. But, like, in terms of the overall game's viewing experience, it would have been so much more satisfying if it was a straight-up vote. To me, I think it would have been a lot cooler if Mark had to go around convincing multiple people and being like, "Hey, let's get Faith out." Right. And we have that's what I love about regular Survivor. Why can we not just remember that the best thing about Survivor is that the vote doesn't change? Because this is my biggest critique of New Era and Aussie is that why are we fucking around with the vote? Let the vote be the vote. It is the one thing that you should never mess with on Survivor to me. And every time they do, it either leads to some sort of bullshit fuckery or it just creates a less enjoyable viewing experience. And for me, like this was a cool outcome that could have been better with a different set of circumstances. So I'm not going to be mad at Mark for taking advantage of a situation or Caleb. I think they both, did what they needed to do, but I'm just not invested. I'm not invested.
Unfortunately, I'm not either, and it sucks because I wanted to be. I was really looking forward to seeing what like the new era of Australian Survivor would look like, and I'm just not. I'm not hooked, unfortunately.
I am the opposite of that because I am enjoying the season. I still am enjoying the season.
I'm glad. I'm very glad.
It's some people who are not likable on the season. I think Faith was not likable to me, so that's why I was not mad that she left. It was perfectly fine for me. But I do think the strategic gameplay of the season has been very enjoyable to watch. I love watching the returning players just go circles around everybody. They're playing circles around these people, and it's so fun to watch. Like, it's just funny to watch that. It's fun to see it. But I also like the people who are coming out and these new players. Like I love Blanche. I don't know. I would love to see her go very far. I love Laz. I would love to see her go very far. I think
Sally.
Ben. I like Sally. I think Sally.
Sally.
I think she woke up this last episode and she kind of woke up, but I don't know if it's a little too late, but we'll see with Merge happening.
Well, now we're in the individual portion, so anything can happen.
I was about to say anything can happen with Merge happening, so it's a whole new game, a whole new power shifts, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm still excited. I'm still excited into watching this season and seeing how it plays out. So I look forward to being here every week talking about Australian Survivor. And I do think David is doing a really good job as a host. I think he was very nervous at the beginning, but I think now, because here's the thing, they wanted him to be the host of the show for the whole character of being the Golden God. That is who he is. That's the character who he has created on the Australian TV. And he has I feel like he has an obligation to give us the Golden God when he's in the midst of his hosting. And I think he's doing it. I think what you're finding annoying now is because you just didn't like him then. And if you didn't like the Golden God on the stove, you're not going to like the cockiness of the attitude. And I appreciate it because I thought I liked him on the season that I watched him in. I watched him play. And I like the Golden God character. Is it cocky? Absolutely. Is it arrogant? Sure. But did he win? Yeah. And it worked for him. And so I think that's what they hired him for. So yeah, he's gonna be, and when he's like Survivor Daddy, like I like when he brings little stuff in there and he gives us a little hint of the Golden God every now and again. But he also is balancing it out between being David the Golden God and being the host, because it still has to be a balance. So I'm going to give him this season. I'm not going to judge his hosting on a few episodes. I'm gonna let him get through this season, and then next season, let him get his feet, get grounded and get into it. I think this is still first season jitters for him. He's still trying to figure out what the balance is of being the golden god and being the host, and how to make that work without coming off certain ways. So I'm gonna give him grace. I'm not gonna judge his hosting this season. He go do what he go do this season and figure it out. And then next season, if it's still not the same, more of the same, then okay, fair. Don't like it or like it. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's fair. But I don't know. I think the season for me is still interesting, and it's a lot more game to play. So I'm not ready to throw it out yet. I'm not ready to throw it out yet now. It's been certain seasons where I've been ready to throw it away. It's like, throw it all away. Not yet. Not yet. It might get there, though.
That's fair.
I think it's on a slippery slope, though. I will give y'all that. I think it's on that slope for me. It's like, y'all better get it together, or because the editing is not good. The editing is not good. I definitely agree with that. Let's move from one survivor to another, because Survivor 50 is happening, and we're on episode 4 of Survivor. And again, I have given my takes on Survivor 50 here on the recap, so y'all know how I feel about it. But I will say this: sometimes I just want some me time. And if you can't respect that and stop following me around every 5 minutes saying, Lana, we're looking for you. Lana, I just want me time. That is all I have to say. Thank you.
I mean, all I wanted was a real, actual, not fabricated Zach Brown fishing segment.
You wanted that?
Well... Not really, but not particularly. At least I would have liked if it wasn't fabricated.
He looked good in the wetsuit. I'll give him that.
That is an objectively attractive white man.
We are 4 episodes into Survivor, and Zach Brown has more confessionals than Tiffany. I'm just gonna
so bad. Shut up, Brooke, but you are right.
And
so
Tiffany
bad.
was there.
And she was right there. Oh my God.
Okay, Zach Brown. We are
4 episodes into Survivor 50.
What's your favorite season? Tell us anything about your Survivor journey.
No, he just likes to spearfish. Okay,
no,
real
he
talk.
Doesn't. He likes to spearfish.
You know who would have been?
He likes to.
You know who would have been lovely to have for this reward? Honestly,
and anyone else?
Rupert.
Oh.
Okay, literally. Like, I'm not going to say anything about Rupert as a person. I don't know what he's up to nowadays. But honestly, if they would have had Rupert come out, like, even if they were just going to say, hey, we've already caught all these fish off screen, Rupert's going to be here to, like, grill it up and, like, cook them and, like, talk to y'all, right? I'm not saying he needs to ever compete on the Survivor again, but it would have been nice to see the guy. I think it would have been lovely. Why are we having... I don't mind the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idols in terms of, like, their presentation.
Oh, I
it's
love
a stupid name, but, like, cool. But I'm so worried about it. I'm now worried about whenever Mr. Beast is going to show up, about how much of my episode he's going to take up. That's what I'm terrified of at this point. This episode was good. Otherwise, like, you carve out the 30-minute portion of this episode that was devoted to the Zach Brown reward, and you have arguably one of the best tribal councils in the last, like, 4 years. Like, this was an incredible tribal. But I'm sorry, I cannot get over the fact that this... Okay, so he performs a song for the people at the reward. That's cool. That's great. That's awesome, right? And you figure they're probably going to show it. Fine. And then he goes, and this is my new song, and performs a second song. I lost it. I got viscerally angry at the show for this bullshit.
I am
You
so
remember a couple
confused.
years ago, Lana, when WWE started putting the ads on the canvases and on like the ring
Yeah.
and like on everything, and there's just an ad, like there's a Slim Jim logo on the tables now and all the other bull crap. Um, this is what it reminded me of. This is the Slim Jimification of American Survivor, where we are now adverting for people and celebrities in the middle of our show. Um, and like I don't mind it whenever we have like sponsors for like the Applebee's reward or like, something that is genuinely good for the castaways that is like helpful and awesome for them. This is just stupid. This is dumb. This is ridiculous. But this tribal council was effing iconic, and I was loving every second of it.
I'll be honest. I don't think it was that dumb and that stupid. And I think we're taking away from what this is. This is Survivor 50. This is bigger, grander than what our normal Survivor is. And we need to take out what we think Survivor is or what it was and put it in a grander, bigger stage and be like, okay, this is not our regular Survivor. This is going to be, we knew that when the fans were involved. Billie Eilish is giving idols. Mr. Beast is going to be on the show. We knew Zach Brown was going to be here. We have to stop looking at this as Survivor fans like, oh, this is just the regular Survivor series, Survivor, and they need to show it like regular Survivor. No, they have to make it bigger because what's the point of it being 50 and being a bigger season if we're not going to do bigger and bigger things? So, yes, did Zach Brown come and take 30 minutes of the show doing his thing? Yeah. And it might annoy people, but to those contestants, to those islanders, to those people on that show, it was something that is like, but yeah, I think that we need to, I think that it'll be better for something like that was good for them because they're away and, even as silly as it is, it's like it took 30 minutes. And Zach Brown was just like, did he catch the fish? No, he didn't catch that fish.
Well, he
But he
speared
did
a
good
fish that
fish.
had already been caught.
Right. It was already caught, which is cool.
Mother
But
Britain
look,
thing again.
it was pretty scenery. The cinematography of that was very pretty. Him
Mhm.
in that big ocean blue water.
Yeah.
But I do think it's something that's like, okay, it's nice um for the people, for the contestants out there. It was just another thing. And as silly as it is, it's dumb. You're like, that's so dumb. But having somebody out there performing some songs for you when you haven't heard music and I mean, it's not like it's been 30 days or anything, but I don't know. I wasn't that annoyed by it, and I thought it was nice, but it didn't have to take that long. I do think 30 minutes was a long time for it to be, but it's 50. We're gonna have celebrity involvement. They want to
Mhm.
make it bigger, so sure. But I do think, besides all of that, this was one of the best scrambles and tribal councils that I've seen in a very long time. I was like, this is so like we got Mike White being Machiavelli and out there just planting things and making people cry and Christian crying. I was like, oh my God. And then he flipping it and Emily almost ruining it. And it was just a lot that went on in that scramble. And I was like, oh.
Can I just go ahead and say, one, beautiful execution of a 3-2-1. Love to see it. Haven't seen her in a minute, so love
Mm-hmm.
seeing her. But that confessional of Christian talking about like him and Gabby,
Mm-hmm.
that hit me hard. I love David
In the
versus
field.
Goliath. It's one of my favorite seasons. So like having that come up hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it hit me even harder when he goes, Mike White is the most dangerous person on this or any beach. And when he said that, I'm like, oh God,
Oh,
oh please, oh please, 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 please. The flip, the switch
oh.
flip of him immediately like, Stephanie, come here, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
We have the votes. We can get out Mike. Mike is dangerous. We can break up the trio. I know you want to break up the trio anyway. And guess what? If we lose again, we can vote out Angelina.
Right. I mean, facts on facts.
Gagged, beautiful, immaculate, lovely, and insane, such an insane tribal council.
It was insane.
I mean, and next week is a double, so
Yes.
we'll see where things go. 50 has been delivering hit
It has.
after hit after hit to this point,
It has.
and those I will say though, regardless of the quality of the Zach Brown segment as a whole, that those kebabs.
They look delicious. They look
so
delicious.
good.
I was like, give me one of them.
Give
Give it to me now. I was like, I don't even like mango salsa, but I'll eat that. That looked delicious. That looked delicious. I was here for it. 50 is eaten. I'm very happy to say I enjoyed that. But let us move to Fear Factor, House of Fear. We're in our semifinal round. It was a double elimination this week for Fear Factor. 2 people were going home. Uh, it was interesting. We had people who were getting electrocuted all over the place. Teams of 2 were going to pick 3 people to go into the end game, and Rob and Jaylene ended up winning the main challenge, which was for me personally, because I am Team Lance over here, my worst nightmare to see Rob win anything, and Jaylene. So I was like, oh, okay, well, we know what's happening right now. Once they said Rob and Jaylene won, I was like, well, here we go. So of course, as they should have, I think was the smartest move to do was to put Lance, Ethan, and Dita into the end game. Um, it was the only move to do at this point. Like that was Lance was enemy number 1 for Rob and for Jaylene, and he literally did not try to talk to them to plead his case. He was like, for what reason? They picking me, so I'm not gonna waste my energy trying to convince them to not pick me when I know they are going to pick me.
I mean, he's right.
He was very right. He was so right. He was so right. And so it was, but the end game itself, holding on to a pole above their head in a box where they were dropping in worms, super worms, crickets, and a lot and things. Beetles, I think, was on there. So they were dropping bugs into their head as they were holding on, and the platform was tilting every minute until it was going to be gone from under their feet completely. And unfortunately for us, we lost Lance first and then Dita second, which just went to show who I've been saying was probably going to win the season. Ethan, anyway, and I still think that way. I think Ethan is winning this whole thing, which is whatever at this point. It's fine. But Lance and Dita end up losing. Then, as we leave, going off the air, Dita is screaming because he has something in his ear, probably a cricket, and then his ear was bleeding. So I'm like, is the cricket eating his ear? Oh my God. Like, that's crazy. So I hate that Dita had to go out like with a cricket in his ear. I hope they got it out and it doesn't cause any ear damage. But it was, I will say, Fear Factor House of Fear has had me interested this entire time. So I'm excited.
Well, we do know that it is coming back. There is
It
a
is.
casting thing out for it. I'm intrigued because this is one of those things on paper I didn't think it would work as well as it has. And
Mhm.
you know what? I'm happy to have been wrong. So
Mhm.
I'm excited to see what may be coming down the pipeline for season 2. And you know, we're finishing up. So
Yeah, we're wrapping up, and I love it. I love it, and I said it on the recap that I did. If anybody's watching out there, if you go apply for Fear Factor, let me know. Let us know it, like after, like, hey, like if you are a cup watcher and you applied and you got on the show, after you get a show out on the show and the cast comes out, don't break your NDA. After the cast is released, you can send us a message like, hey, I was a cup watcher and I'm on Fear Factor this season. Guess what? I will stand you the entire season. Like I did Lance, I'll stand you. Period. So I
Mhm.
can't wait to see. I'm excited for season 2. I did not think I was gonna like this show either because Fear Factor, the original Fear Factor, was not my jam. But I like the element of the strategic gameplay behind it. Now that you have them living in a house, building alliances, and seeing how that works out. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
House of Villains. Baby, I don't know.
Karma's a bitch. You should have known better. Song I'm related
Uh,
to.
I, oh my God. I can't believe JoJo Siwa is making this bunch of stink on the show. She ain't even know. Oh my God. Um, but me and Jack both sat there and we were like, what did we just watch? I felt like this was an acid trip I was on watching the show because never in my bingo card would I have had Tyson kissing New York for 30 seconds on my TV screen. Never. Or ironic that Johnny Bananas was the one to announce that Ashley Millionaire Mitchell was medevac from House of Villains. Oh, what? Oh, like
Destroyed.
what?
I
I could
have.
like
Mm-mm. No.
I
No.
didn't even know you can get medevac from House of
Well, you can get medevac from Drag Race, so I guess you
from
can get
anywhere.
medevac from
I
House of
guess
Villains. I guess you can get medevac from anywhere.
from
Um,
anywhere. Wow.
they better bring her back for season 4. That's Mother. She deserves a second chance because she got medevac. Bring her back, damn it.
Oh,
But I'm just gonna say, Karma hit in a beautiful way this week, and I'm quite happy with the outcome of this week's round. That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, I will not be mad. I'm never mad to see Johnny go home on any show. Um, I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, I was like, I think Johnny's playing a good game here, but not that great of a game. It all fell apart when Ashley went home for him, and they didn't win. Once Kate won, like, and the people were caught onto their. I don't know. I didn't think he would. He. I didn't find Johnny as annoying on this show that I did on Love Island, so I'm not that mad. But yeah, he got what he deserved in this one, and honestly, who I said this on the recap, and I'm still can't believe I'm saying this. Who would have thought that I would agree with Tom Sandoval? Like
Is it?
what?
Am I crazy for saying that every time Tom Sandoval has been on a reality show post Vanderpump, I've been like
Uh,
liking him more and
liking him a
more?
little bit more, a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
more, and I'm
weird
like,
because like
the
I
redemption arc works for some people, but it works so much more for him, and not for others.
I mean, I feel like people forget before Scandival, people liked Tom. Like, generally, he was well liked on the show. I mean, just saying. So, like, I'm happy for him at this point
Mm-hmm.
because I think he's been entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we'll see where our final 7 go. See what happens in the future.
We will. And who would have thought I actually like Kate a little bit more? Because she kind of ate with her nominations last week. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, I like Kate on the Traders. I enjoyed her on the Traders. I have not watched Below Deck, but like,
I
okay,
can't
one of my
know.
favorite moments in the entire history of the Traders is when Dan is coming for Phaedra at that round table, and Kate goes, "Not my burgerlicious was suspicious for you."
I did. That was funny.
That's
That was just, that was definitely funny. I oh yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm liking Kate a little bit more. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for Tom, and I'm rooting for New York. It's like
Mhm.
okay, wow, did not see that coming, but there it is. I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, but it is what it is. But I think since we're done with House of Villains, because Johnny went home and it is what it is. Even though I will say my recap is the recap. Watch the recap to see how I was my full thoughts. And I will say it again. I don't know why the house has so much smoke for Paul because Paul does not deserve any of that smoke. But there's that. But I also think it's time for some reality news. So I think that's where we should go right now. Reality news. $1 Million Secret season 2 has been announced and it will premiere on Netflix April 15th. The first three episodes will drop on the 15th. Three more will drop on the 22nd, and then the final two episodes will drop on the 29th. Same host. I'm very excited because I really enjoyed $1 Million Secret the first season, and so I hope they took some time to tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit better. But I enjoyed $1 Million Secret, so I can't wait for season 2 to premiere.
Yeah, I like the first season too. I'm personally hoping they have retooled a lot of the show. I think it is a good concept that needs some work, especially that last round needs a lot of work. But other than that, I am optimistic to see where things go. And the second people realize it doesn't matter who I vote out, I just vote out anybody. This game is broken. So hopefully they tweak it down to where it needs to be for this next season.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's about it. I'm excited
All
about
right.
it.
I am too. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it do. But let's get into some drag news. We have wrapped it up for RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world. A winner has been crowned, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited.
So
Godlin has been crowned the queen of the mother trucking world. And I am so excited. If you have not seen the interview that we did with Godlin or any of the recaps that we did on our channel, our at the Cup Pod on our channel, drag channel, you will know we rocks with Godlin. She's a friend of ours. She's been on this podcast several times, and so we're excited. We're so excited to see her on the show, and she did a really good job this season, and so happy for her. Um, I thought it was gonna be Kate. I'm gonna be so honest. I was just like, it's gonna be Kate, UK Curly, period, and that's fine because I think Kate did a really good job this season as well. But RuPaul and the judges, they gave it to Godland, and I'm so happy about that.
yeah, I just want to be 100% honest. I kind of, when we were going into this finale, I figured it was between Kate and Godland. I was hoping Gotti would win for a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason is this: we are now, this is our 5th versus the world season, 6th if you count Slajan, but I'm gonna make a specific asterisk for Slajan. And when we're talking about Canada, we've had a Canadian queen win and an American queen win. When we're talking about UK versus the world, we've had 2 UK queens win to this point. So it's getting to the point now where the world has not really had that opportunity to. What would be the reason to come on to a versus the world if you are one of these people besides exposure? You're probably not going to win. They haven't been pushing you. We also saw the absolute cluster that was Global All Stars. So, we've seen, 5 times now, this Ru Girl favoritism has been really rough. And it's been harder for these international girls to get that win at the end, even when a lot of them have deserved it. I think this is going to change that. I think this is absolutely going to change how we look at these international queens coming onto the Ru shows in the future. I think Gotti deserved to win. I don't think you arbitrarily should have crowned Gotti. I think Gotti earned this win,
She
and
earned
I'm
it. Absolutely.
so happy to see it. That's how I felt about Global All Stars too. I thought Nelania won Global All Stars too, based on the performances that she gave. It wasn't that we arbitrarily like, well, I don't want any of the Ru girls to win. I want Nelly to win. It was I thought Nelly did the best out of everyone on that show. So when we're pull back from all of that, and I can look at this casting, look at this season, which I think a lot of people did underestimate going in. I'm just very happy that all of these performers were here. All of them got to show up and do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And even the people that, didn't make it super far, I think everyone got to show such a lovely part of themselves in their drag. And I'm so excited for the future for every one of these performers, but especially Gotti.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great season, great performances, great. Everyone did an amazing job from beginning to end. I was entertained. So,
Beautiful
UK
gowns,
versus the
gorgeous
world,
gowns.
beautiful gowns, gorgeous season. Period. Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race season 18. And it was makeover show where the queens had to make over uh queer cowboys. And I was like, period. So it was they had nice strapping six strapping cowboys coming in there looking manly. But they were all queer and they were like, we're doing our thing and we ride bulls and steer and rope cattle and they do all the things. It was so fun to see. And for me, this episode was like most makeover shows. It just tugged at the heartstrings. It gave me all the feels and the emotions because we got some really interesting stories. Hearing about oh man, my one story that just stood out like to me for sure. There was plenty of them, but when Mikey was talking to her makeover partner and he was talking about how he was in the military and his a friend of his was queer in the military and at that time, it was very much don't ask, don't tell. And his one of his uh friends was queer and was dating a trans woman and they were having some social event or whatever and he was like, don't bring your trans girlfriend to the social event, like don't do that, and you don't want to be found out. And the fact that he was hiding so much, and then his friend ended up being found out and some people didn't like it and they beat him to death with a bat. And I was like, whoa, beat him to death. And he was like, I couldn't even mourn the loss of my friend out loud because then people would find out about me. And I was scared that people would find out about me and I would have to suffer that same fate. And I was just like, that just broke my heart. It broke my heart. And hearing so many people, but to know that that's probably not the only story. He's not the only one. Like, there's probably so many more stories where people had to hide who they are or because of fear.
Yeah.
And it's just so frustrating. It's annoying, and it's like I hate it for him. But that was the one story, one of many stories that just stood out to me and it just broke my heart. But the makeover itself, I thought the episode was a fun episode. That the Cowboys were they realized that the Cowboys are just as shady as the Queens because the Cowboys was just giving so much sass and shade. It was so fun to watch. The makeovers themselves, Nene and her partner were butterflies and caterpillars, which okay. They got in trouble for not being family resemblance. Mikey and her partner were rich socialites and they looked amazing. They looked rich. They looked opulent. They looked like they were on a red carpet. It was beautiful. Jane and Maybe, I thought they had family resemblance, but Michelle did not.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. I love the makeover design and challenge and concept, and I love the workroom portions. The judging on the makeover challenge is always scuffed. It's never correct. They arbitrarily throw out this term of family resemblance. Okay, please define to me what you mean by family resemblance, because to me, Jane and her partner
I thought they had family
had
resemblance.
resemblance. And then I look over and I look at some of these other people. I thought Discord and her partner looked great. I don't agree with them being in the bottom whatsoever. I don't agree with Jane being in the bottom this week. Personally, if I was going to put anybody in the bottom out of the people who weren't, I would have put Mikey in the bottom because the makeup on her partner did not look good. It looked bad. I fully agree with Nene being in the bottom. I think Nene had the worst overall concept of the week and the worst overall execution of that concept of the week. But it's the makeover challenge. I never expect good judging out of a makeover challenge. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know. I thought the judges was pretty fair. I mean, I understood why Discord was in the bottom because as far as family resemblance, it just looked like they look more like best friends instead of like family. And so I get it. I think she went with the concept. But the problem is she was warned and she went with it anyway. Like Rue literally asked her, is that what you want to do? And she was like, yep, that's what I want to do. And I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, girl, when Rue was asking about it, you might want to try to adjust. So I don't know.
I will say I love Discord. Spoiler, by the way, I love Discord's exit where RuPaul tells her never sissy that walk, and then
Yes.
Discord does her old runway walk to the back, which was camp as fuck, and then see you on All Stars.
Yeah. Which we probably will see her on All Stars because I think Rue loves her.
Oh yeah, I think the fandom loves her. It's been really interesting to see because, I mean, we could talk about it. The rumors of her disqualification, I think really put her in a weird place with the fandom coming in because I can't remember. I mean, maybe Blair is probably the last time we've had somebody have some sort of like similar rumor to that. And that was almost a decade ago. So having Discord, one, not get disqualified, but two, make it as far as Discord did, won a lot of fans over, won me over. I like Discord quite a bit. I would love to see Discord on All Stars in the future, but never say it on the show. The last person to say it on the show was April, and she still hasn't been on All Stars yet.
Mess. Well, we'll see about if Discord breaks the curse.
Yeah.
We'll see if Discord breaks the curse and what will happen there. But I thought it was fun. But let's get to some more reality news, shall we?
So it is official. Drag Race Japan is in pre-production. Rumor is that casting calls are going out and that Darian Lila Brigada, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, please, I'm doing my best, is going to be the host. They are known for being a commentator on Netflix's show The Boyfriend. So awesome. More Drag Race, awesome. Great. Drag Race Japan, I'm thrilled. I love Japanese culture. I really do. And I really am excited to see this on a bigger scale for these drag performers in Japan. So this is lovely. Yay.
I'm excited. The Asian queens have been showing up and showing out so far. So I cannot wait to see them open it up to even more so we can get more Asian excellence. I'm here for it. I love it. So as soon as y'all ready, get that to me. Thank you. Thank you. More Drag Race news. On a sadder note, season 1 contestant Victoria Porkchop Parker has been hospitalized. She is bedbound for 14 to 21 days after suffering an internal infection. And so our thoughts and prayers and all of that goes out to Victoria. We are hoping for a very speedy recovery for you.
I love pork chop, so I'm hoping that everything works out and everything's okay. We've been, we're a big fan, so I'm hoping everything's okay.
Yep, and we usually would go into our dating shows right now, but we don't have any dating shows that we're covering, so we're just gonna stick with the news. So more news stories, because what news we got going on in our love and dating show world right now?
It's been a week. So a couple days ago, we had this massive thing start with talking about the new Bachelorette, Taylor Frankie Paul from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She was getting some accusations thrown at her on socials, and then a clip got released, I believe yesterday, but it might have been Thursday.
Day before yesterday, yeah, Thursday,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Of her assaulting a former partner, which has then caused this entire season of The Bachelorette to get canceled. They are scrapping the entire thing. They're not putting it up on socials and anything like that at all. It is just gone. And it was supposed to premiere tomorrow,
Monday,
at time of filming. So I can't remember the last time something like this has happened. Maybe Megan Wants a Millionaire. Is that the last? That's like the last thing I can remember. Like
this has never happened on network television,
Yeah.
network television like ABC. Like they have never had to scrap a whole season of a show the week it was supposed to air, and it's just
I
like
Love Money,
every
I think. Maybe I Love Money 3, I think, is the last time that whole season got thrown out like that.
maybe,
Mhm.
but even that was on a cable network show, and it's
Yeah.
like.
Mhm.
But never on a major network has happened before. And it's like every day since then we've gotten more and more information about it. It just they had to. Like there was no way you could work around it. I feel bad for the men on the show who came on the show because a lot of them came on there for being famous. Like let's be honest, they came on there for the clout, and now they won't even get that because it won't be seen. We won't even know you were on there. And then those who did come for maybe trying to find love, if that was ever a thing, you don't get that. Even if I don't know what happened on the season. Did she find somebody or not? We will never know. This will go into the files of who knows? We don't know what happens with this season.
But
it will never air. But
the rumor is that a guy named Doug won, and that was things that happened since then. He posted stuff on socials about it. But no, I mean we're fully scrapping an entire season of the show. I know Rachel Riley has posted that anybody that was on this season, if to contact her, because the show that they were on didn't. I mean, it's not airing, so any exclusivity agreements they have are thrown out the window.
right,
Apparently. So Rachel's said she wants to try to get these people an opportunity because they already should have had one. So we know Rachel's doing her thing there. It's just shocking. More
it's
than
very
anything,
shocking.
to see what happened. And if you or anyone I think this is important to say, just in general, is suffering from domestic violence. There is a domestic violence hotline in the U.S. I'm going to make a little banner for that. I should have done that already. But just because this is a sensitive subject and it is something that a lot of people think that they have to suffer through on their own, but you don't. So if you or someone is suffering through it, there's the number down there right now for the domestic violence hotline in the U.S. It's 800-799-7233. It's 24 hours. It has over 200 languages through interpretation services. They have English and Spanish people on staff all the time to answer these calls. So help is out there if you need it.
Absolutely. We'll put the number in in the description below as well for anyone who might be suffering or might need someone to reach out to. We will have it in our descriptions as well. So definitely reach out if you need that help. You do not have to suffer in silence. You do not have to suffer alone. And you are not the problem.
There you go.
Just want to put that out. And that's all we have for this week's of reality show. But next week, we got some shows coming to an end. We have our finale for Fear Factor House of Fear. So we will be talking about the finale of that. We have schedule changes for Australian Survivor. They're moving to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for their release schedule. We are going to adjust our schedule as well to do with that. We don't know exactly what that is for, what that's going to look like yet for us, but we will just, if you subscribe to us, hit the notification bell so you will always know when the video will come out. The season premiere of Love Overboard on Hulu is coming out on is coming out. They're going to put all 9 episodes on March 26th for Love Overboard, which is hosted by Gabby, another person from the Bachelor Nation, now from Traders as well. They will have a preview on Sunday, March 22nd on ABC, so you can check out that. And if you were interested in joining, trying to be casted on the Traders for the civilian season, the applications close on next Friday, March 27th. So if you are going to apply for traders, if you are thinking about it, go get that done. Do it. Time is ticking. Time tick is away. So get your applications in there for traders.
Mhm.
And look, I'll say what I said for Fear Factor. If you apply, you get on after the cast is announced, and you are a cup watcher, let us know so we can root for you on this season of Traders. Um,
It's also important to note, by the way, I know a lot of people when they hear insert shows applying here, they're never going to pick me. Well, they have to pick somebody, right? They
right.
have to get a cast of 20 something people to go to a castle in Scotland. Why could it not be you, right? Give it a shot. Worst case scenario, nothing changes. It doesn't take any time out of here. It only takes a little bit of time to fill out these applications, and they have to pick somebody. Sooner you get it in, the better chance you have. So good luck, and we wish you the best in what is rumored to be one of the largest casting pools in the history of reality television.
Look, people want to be on Traders. It's a hot show. This is a hot
You
show.
do.
And so I would love to be on Traders myself at some point. Who knows? So yeah, go put those applications in if you have not done so. It will be great if you did. But that is going to do it for us here at Reality Roundup. We have given you all that we can. We hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know how you feel about any of these shows. Any shows that we haven't covered that you think we should cover, let us know. Give us the feedback. We're trying to still feel this show out. If this is working for you guys or not, let us know. Follow us on this channel, on all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon, all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and where you can get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link is in the description below. QR code is to the right of the screen. And yeah, we're gonna get out of here because we have talked enough and we still got more things to do. So you stick around because you can watch more of the videos. Go check out the playlist that's happening at the end of this video or any of our other shows or any of our other channels. But please subscribe. And we're gonna get out of here because, like I said, we got stuff to do. So thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.